Jonathan!
John!
Jonathan! Jonathan!
Hey!
Jonathan!
Hey!
Jonathan! We need a ball. We need a ball.
Yeah, we're working on the podcast, and we got a great bit plans, but it needs a ball, so
God.
this is...
Okay, but why do both y'all need to come? I mean, can't one of y'all just get the ball and the other one just stay wherever y'all are?
So you're fixating too much on this aspect. It's more fun if we both come. Let me put it this way. If one of us were to get into a jam, it would just be silly to not have the other one there.
That almost sounds downright dangerous, Mark.
Well, personally, I think both you all are incompetent losers who are so wrapped into each other that you don't even see how pathetic your own lives are. And also, yeah, like an old married couples.
We're more of a dynamic duo.
Dynamic duo. When was the last time y'all have been apart for over an hour?
Every day.
Every day? Without communicating?
He always checks in with me.
He likes to have me check in.
Oh, okay. I'll see y'all later. Have fun with your podcast. Bye-bye.
He doesn't know anything about friendship.
How could he? He doesn't have any friends. It's good. Old married couple.
Do anything.
I know I can.
Right.
I got another one. It came back to me.
Is that even going to be in the clip? I just keep mine.
I think that's your one pillow thread.
That's your one.
That was
Yeah,
worth
that's
it.
your one.
I'm keeping mine.
It was worth it.
All right.
All right. Well, welcome back to the Impact Podcast. We are very excited. Special guest today.
First one of the season.
Yes, first one of the new season. If you'd like to be on the podcast, please let us know. We would love to have you. Interview you, get to know you a little bit. So we can just represent Impact and see all the students repping and all that awesome stuff. So we have our very first guest today, this week, starting with the one and only Darian Hillman. Darian, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. I'm so hyped to be
We're
here.
excited.
Welcome. This
Yeah.
is exciting. Well, we asked him the first question already. His name.
His name.
Yes.
So done.
Right.
Can you tell us what school you go to and what grade you're in?
So I am a rising junior, and my schooling requires like a short explanation. So like, I'm technically homeschooled, but at the same time, I meet up with a class on Mondays and Wednesdays. So like, I'll go up and meet up with the class, work with them Mondays and Wednesdays, and then I'll work from home Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's a Christian private schooling program. It's called Classical Conversations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you get to pick when you, like, on the Tuesdays or days you're not with that group, can you work whenever you want?
Yes. It's honestly so beneficial because my schedule is so flexible now. Like, if I had like an activity in the afternoon that I couldn't work around, I could just make sure I get my work done before that, or like vice versa. If my mom really wants to do something in the morning, I can get all my schoolwork done in the evening. It's really beneficial.
So you've enjoyed your homeschool experience.
Yeah. It's definitely not for everyone, but yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I think I've benefited a lot from it.
And you still feel like you have had a social life. I feel as though sometimes for us who maybe weren't homeschooled,
Right.
we don't understand the different opportunities that you have to kind of get involved with your
Yeah.
community or with other things. So you feel like that's been a normal thing for
Yeah,
you?
I feel like that's been a normal thing. Like, my class is like fairly small. There's 6 of us, but we're still like really, really close. And I connect very well with honestly everybody at the church and everybody that I meet in general, just because I'm so extroverted. I go out and I talk to everybody, so that's never really been a problem. But the main thing was when I was public schooled, it was so hard to feel like I was staying in my word. Because now with my schooling, not only do we all do the same school assignments, we also all talk about our faith together. We all build each other up in that way that I just didn't have it all in public school. So
Okay.
I think it's better.
Was this your first year in the doing this, or how many years? Have you
No,
been
so actually I started doing this schooling program, Classical Conversations, in 7th grade. Started at the beginning of 7th grade, and then I did try to go back to public high school for the first semester of a freshman year, but it just didn't work out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. That's great. We're excited to get to know you a little bit
Yeah.
better. I
Yeah.
know we know you pretty well. We've been able
Yeah.
to hang out with you for the
Yeah.
last couple years, but we have some fun questions
Yeah.
that we're just gonna get into, and hopefully we can get to know you. They can get to know you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. So let's just throw this out there. When you are just hanging out, you're not doing school.
Okay.
What are some of your interests? What are some of your hobbies? What are the things you do in your
Okay.
free time?
I love to swim. I'm a big swimmer. That's like my main sport. So much so that I'm actually a junior coach for my swim team.
Okay.
Which, for those of you who don't know, means I do everything the coaches do, except I don't get paid.
Ah.
Yeah.
You're,
So-
you're the workhorse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I'm the workhorse.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I do more than the coaches too, because like my job is to jump in and make sure the kids don't drown. Like I like support their stomachs as they're like learning to swim. So I'm typically with the younger groups, but when I'm not doing that, I'm typically a very active person.
Okay.
I started running in January actually. I couldn't even run a mile, and I just ran my first half marathon a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
So
Insane.
impressive.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That is impressive.
Like
I-
6 months.
I used to be like such a big couch potato. I would play video games all the time, but I haven't really been doing that as much lately. And honestly, like it's been good. It's been good.
Exercise is always a positive thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I have run 13 miles in the last year.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely not in the year. I have done a half marathon, but not in the last year.
Yeah.
I just mean like cumulatively.
Oh, like all together in your
Yeah.
life? Oh, okay.
Walked? I walked, sure.
Yeah.
But like ran?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
It like not only does it feel good like physically to get active, it also like feels good mentally, like reset your headspace because you're not like staring at a screen all day.
This question went back to the first question was supposed to be name, grade, school, and your favorite type of cheese. So what is your favorite type of cheese?
Favorite type of cheese?
Yeah.
Colby
it's
Jack.
Colby Jack.
I'm a pepper jack
It's
guy.
good. You're a pepper jack
Love
guy.
pepper jack.
Oh,
I'm a smoked Gouda.
okay. That's interesting.
That's Meg's favorite too. So
Wow.
because of that, I'm like, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm also the fake cheese is good too. Like the ones you
Yeah,
put,
Kraft
the Kraft
singles.
singles.
Yeah.
You can put that
They're
on there.
really good. Kraft singles are really good for like grilled cheese.
Oh, grilled
yeah.
cheese.
Melting and they
Yeah.
pull apart
I
so
feel like
well.
I feel like they're only really good for that though.
They can be on hamburgers.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
like
fine.
they're not bad on hamburgers, but like they just like feel processed. I don't know.
Oh, they're
Oh, for
100%. 100%
Yeah.
processed. But I'm okay
it's
with
as
it.
plastic as the wrapping.
Yeah. But I'm okay with that. Like,
But it
Yeah,
tastes
yeah.
fine.
it tastes fine.
In that specific scenario, it tastes okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's great. It's great. All right, though. Real question number 2, maybe. If you could instantly master any skill without trying, what would it be? Like you just automatically get it.
Ooh, photographic memory.
Okay.
How beneficial would that be? Like,
Very.
I could like, first of all, any scripture that I wanted to memorize, I would
Got it.
instantly
That's
have
true.
it. Also, like, I could really easily memorize different world languages, and that would be so cool to just learn different languages and stuff like that. Not only that, but like, music sheets. I really want to learn to play the guitar, but I just like haven't been taking the time to. And if I could just instantly memorize it, it'd be like that'd be so good.
I wonder if there's like for somebody that has a photographic memory, is there like a capacity that they can remember? Like, can they remember like literally everything? Like if they read the Bible or like opened it up, could they memorize it all? Or is there like a capacity? Like
Storage, like
you
literally
have a
within
limited
camera.
amount of, but you can
mean-
actually remember. I'd like to talk to somebody that actually has a
Like
photographic
literally like same thing as like within a camera roll. I don't know actually.
Like
That's
I feel like
interesting.
at some point you'd run out, right? I don't
think
know.
so.
Yeah.
You don't
I
think
mean-
so? You think it just stores like everything?
mean, yeah, it's because it's stored in the human
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah,
right? The human brain is like one of the most complex.
I mean, I get it, but like
things.
there's like if not, why is there not somebody that has a photographic memory that can just read the Bible?
There probably is.
probably.
I want
yeah.
to find this out.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
is you've led me down a new quest.
Yes.
Side quest.
Side quest.
Yeah.
All right, initiated.
Side quest.
That's good.
All right. Put yourself in this situation.
Okay.
You've had a long, stressful day.
Okay.
Maybe school, maybe work.
Maybe
Whatever.
it's us.
Probably.
Maybe tonight.
This might be
It
tonight.
might be today.
Maybe it's kick.
Maybe.
You've had a long, stressful day.
Okay.
You're going home. You just want to eat a comfort food. What is your go-to comfort food?
Go-to comfort food. Honestly, I'd have to say Chick-fil-A.
What's the Chick-fil-A order?
I just do the number one.
Classic.
Like, yeah, just the regular
Basic
chicken sandwich.
sandwich.
If not that, definitely my second option would be fettuccine Alfredo from Frank and Luke's.
Okay.
Yeah, we did that.
We just did that like 2 weeks
We
ago.
did that. Yeah.
so
That-
sweet.
We both did. That was great.
Yes,
sweet.
it's so good. And you know now. You know
Yeah,
we
I
did
do.
it.
I had not had it. It was good. If you
Yes.
haven't had it,
Yes.
Check it out.
Yes, it's really
check
good.
it out.
Banging.
All right. Are you more of a night owl or a morning person?
I am more of a night owl, even though like I would really like to be more of a morning person. I'm not, unfortunately. Like I'm most productive at night.
Okay.
I remember one night I had a school assignment due on Monday. It was Sunday night, and I was like, all right, looks like it's time to start. And I just got the whole thing done. It should have taken me like hours upon hours. I got it done in like 2 hours, and it was really good. Like my teacher praised me for it, so
Nice job.
like
So you did it for the praise.
what? No, but
No, but you got praise.
I got praise, and what I'm saying is like I'm more productive at night. Like during the
Preach.
day, there's so many other things that I want to go out and do, and it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
The only thing that like is a problem with that is like I really should be sleeping more during the night rather than into the next day, which is a thing I'm gonna have to work on, but it's fair.
I mean, I guess in theory it balances out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
But it, because I am also a night person. Like most people get up earlier, so like if I'm up till 3 a.m. doing my thing, like I'm not gonna get up till like 10, and people have already moved. Like they were like texting, like, "Hey, what are you doing? Like, let's do something." I'm like, "Hold on." So I just like, and businesses are open. Like as you get older and have to do real world things, like you have to start being like, I should
Yeah.
probably get up earlier.
This is a question that I feel like I have so many different answers for.
Okay.
Other than the Bible, what is a book or a movie that you feel like has really impacted you?
That's an interesting one. I'm gonna give you like the self-betterment answer, and then I'm gonna give you like the sentimental answer.
Okay.
So like the self-betterment one would be Dave Ramsey's Baby Steps Millionaires.
Okay.
I've read through that entire book, and I really am gonna try to apply that stuff to my own life, and you know, big dream, but like hopefully be a millionaire.
There you go.
But like sentimental book would be The Count of Monte Cristo. You guys ever read that one?
Yeah. Good book.
I love that book, and the reason I remember it so much is because it's like one of the few books that I really remember like connecting with my dad with, like as a child. Like he read that book to me a few times through, and I loved it so much because that was like bonding time with my dad, and through that I just like fell in love with the story of Edmond Dantes.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good story. Adam, do you have one?
Of
Book
like,
or movie? That's.
oh man, there's so many. Book. Oh.
Do you read?
I love to read.
Same.
There's so many books that I'm reading or have read that have really changed my life. Like they made an impression. I'm gonna go like for a little like all the books in 5th grade that we had to read as a school. Like I hated them, but then after you read them when you're older, you're like, those are actually really good books. But I mean, the Left Behind series, the adult and the kids. Like I read both of them, and they just got me more wanting to learn about like Revelation and what's going on, and like shows what could happen because they don't know for sure that's exactly what's going to happen. But it just let me like dive in and want to learn more and kind of like puts you like, oh, how do we live our life, you know? So I think those have changed me in how I approach things. So I liked those books. What about you?
What do you think?
For you,
They're the same.
it's the Lord of the Rings.
I love the Lord of the Rings, man.
I
love the Lord of the Rings.
Those are great books, better movies. They're good.
I can't make it. I love them both in different ways
Yeah,
for
yeah.
different reasons.
You know, we did this last year. I don't love the books as much as you do. They're okay, but they're not life-changing like for me.
Yeah.
They are for you.
They're great. That's really not what I was thinking of, actually.
Oh.
I was thinking of Project Hail Mary.
Oh, really? That was a great movie.
It was a great movie,
Yeah.
and the book is also phenomenal.
This
Really?
dude.
Yes.
I saw that on opening day with a couple friends. It was like I was genuinely like about to cry in the theater. Like it was
See,
that good.
No,
It
that's
was that good.
That's okay. You can
yeah.
cry once. This guy cried 4. We went to see the movie together the first time. He cried 4 separate times.
It was
I
that
stand
good.
by it.
It
I
was that
stand
good.
by it.
There is one part where I could have teared up. I didn't, but I could have teared up, and that's fine. But
Yeah.
4 separate
Yeah.
ones?
Yeah.
No, not necessary.
Oh,
There's
it
so
was
many
so good.
twists and turns and
No.
different bits, and you're like, oh, they're gonna die. Oh, they're not
Yeah,
gonna die.
yeah.
They're gonna die.
For sure, I completely agree.
yeah.
It was a good movie. Yeah.
I watched it 4 times in theaters,
And he
I
cried 16 times.
every time.
Wow. I respect it.
So
It was a very good
I
movie.
mean,
I
that's
I
fine.
stand by
That's
it.
okay. I
Yeah.
just think it's funny.
now it's one of my movies that I pop on to fall asleep.
really,
Pop it on and just doze right off.
it doesn't really feel like a comfort movie to me though.
It's not.
It is. It's a great ending.
That is true, but like the premise is what he like gets kidnapped by the government and
Yeah,
forced
but
to
you
go
don't
into
learn
space.
that to the end.
But like
You don't learn
know
that.
it.
So when you pop the movie on
Spoiler
at
alert,
the beginning, yeah. If you haven't seen it by now,
yeah.
embarrassing. And when you pop it on at the beginning, it's just like the space stuff. So
Yeah.
it's just like the score, and it's like peaceful and it's
Yeah.
quiet. And he's trying to figure things out, and then it gets to the classroom scene and all this stuff. So it's just like quiet, calm stuff as
Yeah.
it starts to ramp up. Because it doesn't ramp up until like 30 minutes into the movie,
Yeah.
and then by then I'm asleep.
Okay.
Fire.
You know what I mean?
But like you know what's coming though.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how after you watch Avengers Endgame for the first time, it's like, well, now I know everything that happens.
Was
Still
that
a
the
good
one?
movie.
Wait, is
Still
that
a
the one
good
that
movie, but-
I have not?
You've
Okay.
not seen the
That-
last 2
that's-
Avengers.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
We
spoil.
we have it on a list of things to watch.
Oh my
And
goodness.
It has to be noted, like, because when did they come out? Like 2000?
2019.
Yeah,
2019.
2019.
Endgame.
Like, that's
You're
when.
7 years behind.
Yeah, but like that's when like I watched all the other ones, and I just got to the age where it was like there was other things going on, and I was just like, eh. And I know the ending, like the main part, and I was like, I just don't need to go back. But that is on our to-do list. We will watch them. I have not. I get
Pretty
it.
cool.
Yeah.
All right. What about what do you think is something that's underrated? What is something you
Anything.
think is underrated? Could be anything.
Something that's underrated.
Yeah, in your eyes.
Transformers.
Like the movie, like the
Like
whole
like,
franchise?
Like the whole franchise. Like
Okay.
I've been a Transformers fan since I was like a really little kid, and even though I liked the concept of the Bayverse movies, like the live action ones, they're not a very good representation of what Transformers is as a whole. And I feel like it kind of like drags down every other show and series, and now it's like poorly perceived because, yeah, I don't know.
Are you a big car guy?
I am, yeah. I love cars.
That would make sense.
Did you go to the car show this past Sunday?
I did. Yeah.
What was your favorite car?
The roller skate. I thought that was hilarious.
Roller
that-
skate was
That was,
fun.
that was hilarious.
It was really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Darian is obsessed with skating. He's asked me like a million times.
I
if we're
have.
gonna
We
skate.
need to do an impact skate
We're
night.
gonna go skating.
Yes.
There's a date somewhere. I don't have it, but there is
There
a date
is a
down
date
scheduled.
for skating.
Yes. Thank you.
It'll
In
happen.
July.
That's so
Yep.
good.
Go skating.
I'll be there.
There you go. It's like the one weekend he's gonna be gone.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He's like,
like
I
I'll,
can't
I'll
go.
be busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
After all that.
All that
We'll
work.
come back.
After
Just
all the
skate.
pleading with Mark to get a skate night, I won't be there.
I'm gonna figure out what day you're not gonna be there
Yeah.
and plan it.
And playing it that day.
You're despicable.
Ooh,
You're
Despicable.
evil.
We're like Despicable, like the color right
Yeah.
now. Despicable Me. Minions.
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit.
Just yellow.
In the blue. Whatever. Ask your question.
All right. You missed. That was 2.
But I
You
haven't
missed the
let
first
go.
time.
You haven't let
didn't
go.
So
sell it.
what?
We-
We established you get a fake, you get a jab, and then
Nah.
you get a throw.
I get a throw. I'm throwing it at him.
Ah.
If I'm throwing it to him,
When I
throwing it at
answer
him.
After all
wrong,
of that.
whenever I answer wrong,
Right.
I'll
Yeah.
get pelted.
All right, Darren.
Yes.
What is the best piece of advice that you have ever received?
Ooh, best piece of advice I've ever received. The piece of advice starts with a question. It's like, if someone offered you $10 million, would you take it? No catch. The answer is yes, obviously. But what if somebody offered you $10 million, but you couldn't wake up tomorrow? You wouldn't take it. So that means waking up tomorrow is worth more than $10 million. So treat every day like you're worth $10 million.
Really good. I've heard
like
that,
that.
Yeah.
but you bring it up. I haven't heard it in a long time, but that's a really good way. Like your life is worth $10 million or more.
Yeah,
Honestly,
more.
that's good.
I like that.
That's really
Yeah.
good.
It's the best piece of advice I've ever received.
Nice.
Okay. How would your closest friends describe you in 3 words? So your closest friends, how would they describe you? What 3 words?
Child of God. Child of God. Yeah. Child of God.
Yep, got it.
Yeah.
Yep,
That's it.
All
Yeah.
right.
Somebody call Chris.
No,
Somebody
yeah.
call
Yeah,
Logan.
yeah.
I thought about texting them to get them to say some words, but I ran out of time
Yeah.
this today. So
No, like
I like that.
I love my relationship with Chris and Logan. Would not trade them for the world. They're the best guys ever. We get on the phone multiple times a week, and we have like 2-hour-long conversations about just where we are in our faith and how we can help each other along. Like, how can I pray for you? Like last night, what we did a prayer circle on the phone where like Logan lifted all his prayer requests up, and so did Chris, and so did I. I prayed for Logan's, Chris prayed for mine, and everybody prayed for each other's. Yeah,
Pray for
yeah,
Chris.
yeah.
We got
Got
it.
it.
We got
Yep.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Circle.
If
Yeah,
you
the circle.
if you have not been paying attention, or if you're not following us on Instagram, check out their daily devos.
45.
It's Daily
Daily
Devo
Devo
45.
45.
That's the account. Daily Devo 45. All one word. Chris, Darian, Logan, Elliot. Sometimes hop on. They do a daily Devo. It is awesome. So if you have not checked that out, make sure you do that because it's so cool.
I'm about to give you some really bad news.
What?
I'm gonna stop doing Daily Devo. Yeah.
Like you or the whole group?
Honestly, I think probably the whole group. Like
Okay.
the reason being is because like although we do get on there and read the Bible, and although we do get a lot of good Christian content, we were talking about this last night. We realized that Instagram has become an idol in our lives. We're putting it above God. Like we're all spending way more time scrolling Instagram than we are in our Word and than we are praying. So
This is why his friends describe him as a child of God.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
I don't know when exactly. I don't like. I recorded a Daily Devo today. I don't think today's gonna be my last episode, but I'll be surprised if I do more than one more.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna delete Instagram.
Hey, I think that's a very noble decision. You
Thank
know
you.
what's a distraction,
Yeah.
and you're cutting it out.
Thank
right?
you. Appreciate
Right.
that. Yeah.
And that goes like just a plug for Kick. That's literally
Yeah.
what we talked about last night with everybody from Kick was throwing out your distractions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's awesome that you recognize that and y'all see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Even still, even if you guys stop, go back, rewatch them.
yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
bunch
they're
up
good.
there. Really cool. Really cool.
Yeah.
And it should be an encouragement to do a daily devotion for yourself and not have to rely on these guys to do their Instagram. But
Yes.
open up your word for yourselves and actually do a daily devotion.
That's
You
right.
won't you won't be disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I talked about today. Like I talked about the account was never about me, Chris, and Logan reading the Bible. It was about encouraging others to stay in the Bible. So like if we could get some people to take over the account, I think that
Yeah.
would be really good.
Yeah. What does success mean to you? Define success.
Success. Oh, like when I think success, I think when I'm 65 years old, what will I look back on my life and say I won? The number one things for me are wife. Do I have a godly wife? And fitness.
Okay.
And kids. Do I like one? Am I a man of God who's leading my household toward following Jesus? And two, is my family happy and healthy? Mentally and physically. Like I said a little bit earlier, you might have deduced exercise is very important to me. It's like that's one thing that I'm gonna like look back on and say I won. One of my ultimate goals for like running and doing so much endurance training is I want to do an Ironman. I told you about this, I think.
Yeah, we talked about this.
So it's a 140-mile race.
Yep.
And you can clip this right now. We're rolling.
Yeah,
I'm
we are
gonna
rolling.
I'm gonna be an Ironman. I'm gonna be
All
an
right.
Ironman. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
heard it here.
And you said you want to do
You
it
heard
at
it here.
18. You want to be one of the
I
early like
want to do it
possible.
at 18. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Wild.
But like number one thing though is having a godly wife.
Good goal to have.
It really, yeah. Honestly, like so much so that like I want a godly girl, a godly wife so much so that I feel like that's almost become an idol in my life. Like that's really hard for me to recognize and step back with, because that's another thing that me, Chris, and Logan talk about. Like that's something we all really want for our future, but we have to really step back, be like, it's not in our timing, it's God's.
Yeah,
That's right.
for sure.
And it's really good to have friends like that will bring your head down from out of the clouds. So
Yeah. Accountability
yeah,
is massive.
absolutely
Massive.
Yeah,
If we don't do life together, we're doomed to fail pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
we were made to be in relationship with each other.
That's right.
yeah,
Right? Especially as believers, we're supposed to encourage each other, lift each other up, pray for one another. And to see you guys, especially teenagers,
Oh,
like
yeah.
doing that stuff is really encouraging to us.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
That was not how we necessarily grew up.
No.
Not that we were really horrible, but we didn't. I did not have that group that would pray for me, or I could pray for them. So seeing you guys, not just your friends, but everyone, like it's amazing.
yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
We're kind of wrapping up. What advice do you have for the middle school impact students? Like someone rising up to come into Impact, what's one piece of advice that you've learned just in your life in the last couple of years that would be beneficial for them?
Stay in your word every day. That's such a big thing. Like when I start out my day reading the Bible, like I don't know if you guys do this, but my days have just become so much better, like so exponentially better when I start out my day with my Bible. So you stay in your word all the time.
I can definitely feel a difference. Like when
Yeah.
I'm in the Word every day versus when I've taken a few days off or like a week or something, you're like, why is everything going wrong? And then you're like, oh, let me
Yeah.
just get back in. You can definitely see a big difference.
Yeah, and it like sounds crazy when you hear that, because like I'm gonna like I used to not believe. I used to not be a believer, and then like Jesus met me where I was, and then I like started slowly giving my life to Him, and now I can't imagine my life without Jesus. It's
That'll preach.
Yeah.
it's such a like just a lifestyle change for the better. Like I don't know how to describe it. It just feels so good to be in your word all the time.
Right.
It really does.
If you see Darian have my job in the next couple years,
Yeah. This-
probably don't be surprised. Because this kid.
I would love to.
There you go.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Successor.
You heard it
Yeah.
here first.
All right.
Yeah, we have a little speed round.
Oh,
All right, so
oh, here we go.
no thoughts.
Yeah, just first thoughts.
We say,
You're gonna,
what is the question? We'll tell you the question, and then you just first thing that comes to your head.
Okay.
Okay. All right. What is the best sandwich?
Fluffernutter.
what's one thing you own that you really should throw out?
Probably, I have a huge Funko Pop collection.
Okay.
Like it's just taking up space in my room.
Okay.
What is the scariest animal?
A deer.
Oh. Apples or oranges?
Apples.
Have you ever asked someone else for their autograph?
Yeah.
Who?
Bob Lenz.
Yeah. You know,
Bobby.
Yeah, you know.
Generate.
Yes.
Breakaway.
Oh, breakaway.
Breakaway.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I had to. He was the best.
Bob's the man.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think happens when we die?
We go to heaven, or hell, based on where we're judged.
Okay.
Favorite action movie?
I'm gonna go like non-superhero movie. I'm gonna say Mission Impossible 4.
All right. On a plane, are you sitting on the window seat or the aisle seat?
It depends, because if I had my choice, I would pick window seat. But at the same time, if we're flying together and you'd rather have window seat, you can have it.
So you're gonna give it up, but you want
Yeah.
window.
I want window,
Okay.
but like I'm not gonna tell somebody that if they also
Fair.
want it.
Fair.
The middle is also an option.
You could. But
Well,
no
that's-
one's-
I can't tell you the last time I went on a flight where I didn't sit in the middle. Because
horrible.
because what always happens is me and Rachel will go as a pair, but there's 3 seats in
Yeah.
the rows. So we'll either have the aisle or we'll have the
Yeah,
window.
you're the one
and
in the
then
middle.
I'm always-
Yeah.
and that's exactly opposite. Me and Meg. Meg is smaller than me, and she's more talkative, so she's gonna take the middle.
Man,
Graciously giving me not.
I don't like that, because like the people who are like on either side of you when you're in the middle feel like they're entitled to your armrests,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and you're just yes, you
sorry.
know.
It's not that bad when one of them's your wife.
Yeah,
It's
if one of
slow.
them's your like
Well, yeah.
with you, you're like it's fine.
Yeah.
Favorite smell?
New car.
What's your least favorite smell?
The cat litter box at my house. It smells so
Valid.
bad.
It's good.
What is your earliest memory?
This morning.
Oh, okay. So this was preschool. I had my best friend in preschool was named Lucas, And basically, we had this huge building for preschool. And during like the recess for the preschool, they had like this small little indoor track for tiny tricycles and bikes. And they had one bike that was like a double-seater bike.
Okay.
It was like one seat in the front, one seat in the back. And me and my friend Lucas would always grab that one. And then one day we go out and somebody's already using it. So we just like grab 2 tricycles and we're pretending we're in like a motorcycle chase, like trying to run them off the road. It was really mean of us, but it was honestly really funny.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Cats or dogs?
Ooh, I don't have a dog, but I think I would prefer a dog.
Okay.
You get one song to listen to for the rest of your life. What is it?
Ooh. Oh, that's really hard. I'm gonna say Gospel by Ryan Stevenson. It's a good song.
Okay. What number am I thinking of right now?
57.
It's not 57.
Oh.
What were you thinking?
I
Was
can't
it
tell
was
you.
it 67?
It's gonna be the same number for everybody.
Okay.
We're gonna see.
Okay.
It'll be revealed at the end of the season.
What are the chances that anybody gets that?
I don't know.
One in
One in however many.
a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
numbers.
Yeah.
Describe the rest of your life in 5 words.
I have an 11-word one.
You get 5.
Okay.
So say the first 5 and we'll cut it.
Yeah.
Summarize the 11 words. It doesn't have to be a complete
I'm gonna
sentence.
say God-fearing household.
You got
That's-
2
you
more.
got 2
if you
more.
want.
Do you want 2 more?
Love Jesus. I don't know.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty good.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, Darian, it's been a blast.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming on, answering
Yeah.
some questions,
Of course.
giving us our daily dose of wisdom
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the day. We needed that, I think.
that was awesome.
Yeah. That was great.
Yeah, man, we are super proud of you.
Oh, thank you so
all
much.
the awesome things that you've been doing, and just seeing how much your faith has grown and blossomed, and encouraging now us and so
Yeah.
many others, not just at Impact, but in your co-op, in your group, and
Yeah.
you know, all the different places that you are involved in. Man, it is awesome. It is awesome. You and your buddies are truly an inspiration to us.
Seeing you guys at like Breakaway, like how y'all are together, and like just knowing each night what y'all did and talked about and like prayed, and like how you are with each other is amazing. And like just see guys do that, especially, and being vulnerable and being real,
Yeah.
like is awesome to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you
Gives us
so
good
much. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Sweet.
Good to have you.
Thank
my
you so
friends.
much.
All right,
All right.
it is finished.
Boom.
It's done.
My name is Darian, and my hot take is that Home Alone 3 is the best Home Alone. Not only does it have a more interesting premise, but the main character is way more likable. Alex, the main character in Home Alone 3, is way more likable because he actually extends kindness to others. He helps out his neighbor, even though he has no expectation of anything in return. But Kevin, he doesn't reach out until others reach out to him. Not only that, the villains in Home Alone 3 are way better. Kevin couldn't even beat 2 cat burglars, but Alex took on 4 spies by himself and won. Not only that, Home Alone 2 ruins the first movie. You really expect me to believe that Kevin's parents left him 2 Christmases in a row and he had to fend off the same villains both years? For all the reasons that I mentioned, Home Alone 3 is the best Home Alone. And I think now that you've heard my case, you'll agree.
All right, guys, welcome back for the next nice message series. We're going to talk today. We're going to start in Daniel 10, and then we're going to jump from there to a few other things. But it's really going to get into some interesting things today. So let's look at Daniel 10. So Daniel, we all know who Daniel is. You might know him famously from Daniel in the Lion's Den. We're not going to read that story. Mark made reference to that all the stories you know, we're not going to talk about necessarily. But this is that same Daniel. He's already been through the lion's den. And we're going to pick up here in chapter 10 with Daniel's vision that he is going to have. He is on the banks of the river, and he is going to get a vision. He sees this. We're picking up on verse 4 of this vision. On the 24th day of the first month, I was standing on the bank of the great river, and I looked up, and there before me was a man dressed in linen, with the finest gold around his waist. His body was made of sheriff lake. I don't know. His face like lightning, his eyes like flaming torches, and his arms and legs like the gleam of the brand bronze, and his voice like the sound of the multitude. So he's seeing this vision of someone, which we believe and know as God. So he's having a vision of God. And as he's doing this, all the people around him that's with him does not see this man, but they're afraid. Verse 7 talks about how they're afraid and they scatter and they run. And then it says, picking back up, in verse 9, he said, I heard him speaking and I listened to him, and I fell into a deep sleep, and I faced the ground, and I fell to the ground. A hand touched him and set me trembling on my hands and knees. And he said to me, Daniel, you are highly esteemed. Considering yourself the words I am about to speak to you, and stand up. For now I have been sent to you. And when he said this to me, I stood up. So this second person that we're seeing touched Daniel is an angel, an unnamed angel. But the coolest part about this is, if you read just a little bit more, verse 12 and 13, we're going to get to know another angel that's actually named. It says, then he continued, do not be afraid, Daniel. Since the first day that you set your mind to gain understanding and to humble yourself before your God, your words were heard, and I have come in response to them. But the prince of the Persian kingdom resisted me for 21 days. So someone resisted him. And who do we think that is?
Who's to say?
Who's to say? We don't know. But then it says, then Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me because I was detained there, for I was with the king of Persia. Now I've come to explain to you what has happened to your people in the future, for the visions concerning a time yet to come. And we're going to kind of stop there, but we have an angel that's talking to Daniel, and he says, I was held up. And then Michael, one of the main angels that we're going to discuss here in a little bit, came to fight for him. So we're going to look at that today. We're going to talk through Daniel a little bit more, but also look at angels.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And this whole idea of like this spiritual realm, right? We don't really know a lot about it. We don't know a lot about the spiritual realm, but we know that it exists.
Right.
Right? And we know that there's things happening in the spiritual realm while things are also happening here.
Right.
And somehow, some way, they're actually affecting what's happening. In a lot of ways, as this man this angel is delayed, trying to get to Daniel, like it's affecting real time in that way. So they wanted to give him that vision earlier, but he got delayed, right? So there's something really interesting to this whole idea of the spiritual realm, that there's wars going on, there's fighting going on, and there's angels that fight for us and against us.
Because maybe in that verse, was it an angel of, Satan's angel that was holding him back? Was there a fight there that you're like, I need to call in the big guns?
Right.
Michael.
Yes.
Like,
truly the biggest guns.
He's got the biggest guns.
If you don't know, Michael, he's one of the 3 angels that are given like specific names.
Yes.
Michael is one of them, Gabriel is one of them, and Lucifer is one of them. These were like, the core 3 angels. Obviously, we know that Lucifer is Satan. He fell from heaven, but he was still an angel at first, and in that way. And so
it said when he fell, like a third of the angels fell with him.
Right.
So we know Satan, the devil, has a third of the angels. Like he has his minions, if you will. So, like you said, good and bad. Like he has those that he can, like send out.
Yep.
So.
And we learn in Revelation that Michael is like, he's this warrior, right? He is a fighter. He is somebody who kind of leads God's army. Revelation 12:7, Adam, go ahead and read that for us.
It says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. But he was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven. The great dragon was hurled down. That ancient serpent was called the devil, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to the earth, and his angels with him.
Yeah. So here in Revelation, we're looking towards the end as Michael is fighting against Satan and kind of his demons.
Right.
He's bringing his angels with him. He's bringing the rest of God's angels with him. But Michael's in the charge, right? Michael is leading this army backed by Jesus. And so that's really cool. When we see Michael, he is this fighter. He's this warrior. He's this leader of God's angelic army. And we see a really interesting fight or battle that happens with Michael. If you want to flip over with us, if you're following along, to Jude. Now, there's only one chapter of Jude.
Yep.
It's very short. And you don't say Jude 1, whatever.
Right.
You just say Jude, the verse number.
Right.
So we're going to be in Jude 8 and 9. Okay? Again, Jude 8 and 9. That's just verse 8 and verse 9.
It is chapter 1.
Yes,
But there's
to be
no
clear,
other
to be clear.
chapters.
And so where we're at is Jude is kind of teaching about false teachers. He's like, be aware of them. And one of these things that the false teachers do is they reject the authority of celestial beings, right? They reject the authority of this kind of angelic realm. And we see here in verse 9, it says, but even the archangel Michael, when he was disputing with the devil about the body of Moses, did not dare to bring a slanderous accusation against him, but said, the Lord rebuke you. So we see this really fascinating thing that goes on between Michael, the archangel, and Satan and the devil, where they're disputing, they're having an argument or a fight over Moses' body, right? This is really, really fascinating. And now, as I was studying, as I was reading this, because I'm like, what does that even mean?
Right.
What I saw was this really fascinating, more so discussion rather than a physical fight, more of a conversation. And what happens is Satan, he is fighting about Moses, saying Moses was a sinner. Moses is not worthy of having a proper burial. He killed people. He rejected God sometimes, right? He was angry with God and even put himself on that same pedestal as we see in Deuteronomy. It's why he's not able to enter the promised land. And so Satan is kind of going at like, Moses is not righteous. Moses is not able to do this.
Right.
He should not have this proper burial or be respected in that way. And what Michael's response here is really fascinating. Because instead of him fighting on Moses' defense, fighting for Moses and kind of bringing this judgment upon Satan, what he says is, the Lord rebuke you. The Lord rebuke you, right? He even as he's disputing with the devil himself, he gives it up to God to judge him, right?
Yeah.
Michael does not take the judgment for himself, though he could.
Yeah.
As we saw in Revelation, he's going to beat him in battle.
fight, yeah.
He's going to defeat Satan in battle. But instead, he allows God to be the one to judge. He allows the Lord to be the one to judge him and to rebuke him instead of him. And so, yes, Moses is a sinner, but we see this awesome story of like, yeah, we're all sinners.
Yep.
We're all sinners, right? But it's not up to us to make that judgment. It's not up to Satan to make that judgment. It's not up to people to make that judgment. It's only up to God. So God knows Moses' faith, right? God knows our faith. God knows what we know. God knows what we believe. And he will judge us accordingly and properly according to those beliefs.
That's good. That's good. And like the thing with angels, we don't know a lot about them. But like you said, like we said before, like we know they exist. We know there's both good angels and bad angels. But everything in between, we don't know. But we don't need to know everything about them. We just need to know that they are present in this world. Some people tend to say like, there's no angels now. Like it was all in the Bible, like biblical times. But we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Like what they exactly do and how they do it, we may not fully understand, but they are here in our world and they can affect us. Like just like in this biblical times, holding people up, fighting for us,
Right.
tempting us.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's wild. I mean, like you said, Adam, we don't know anything really about this spiritual realm, but we know that it's real and we know that we fight against it, right? But there's encouragement in that as though we don't know a lot,
right,
we can be encouraged, as Paul writes in Ephesians, You guys might have heard this, but Ephesians 6, you guys might have heard the armor of God,
Yep.
right? He says in verse 12, he says, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms," right? This is who we're fighting against.
Right.
It's sin. It's evil. It's those who are trying to tempt us away from God. That is our enemy. It's not other people. It's spiritual realms, right? But then he says, he offers the encouragement in verse 13. He says, "Therefore, put on the full armor of God so that when the day of evil comes," yes, when the day of evil comes, it is a guarantee that evil is coming. It will get you. It will come after you. But when that day comes, you may be able to stand firm and stand your ground so that after you've done everything, you can stand because you've put on the full armor of God.
Yeah.
That when you are fighting against the spiritual world, you're fighting against the spiritual realms, you're on Michael's side, who we saw in Revelation. He wins.
Yep.
You're on Jesus' side,
Yep.
right? We are on Jesus' side. We actually get to be a part of Michael's army, a part of Jesus' army, and we get to fight against Satan. And we can do that by allowing God to do it for us. He says, put on that armor, and trust in me. Trust in Jesus, trust in Christ, that when that day of evil comes, you can stand firm on the truth and stand firm on the light and on the goodness that comes through Jesus. And we do not have to be overcome by the evil and the darkness, but we can actually live and stand firm in the light.
Yeah. And like just to kind of wrap up, back in Daniel, if you go a few chapters later, chapter 12, it mentions back about Michael at the end times. And in chapter 12, verse 1 of Daniel says, "At the time, Michael, the great prince who protects your people, will arise, and there will be a time of distress, but he is going to win. We can be on that winning side." And we have angels there fighting for us.
Yeah. And one final thought as we close. Let's make this clear.
Yeah.
Michael is not God.
Nope.
Michael is not Jesus.
Nope.
Right?
Gabriel, not Jesus.
Not Jesus. Lucifer,
Definitely not Jesus.
But Michael has been given the role. He's been given the authority over the army of God.
Yep.
Right? When we see that the vision of him coming down on the clouds on the white horse, like that's Jesus. And right behind him is Michael with the army. Right? So it's Jesus. He is his own thing. Like it is not Michael, right? They are not on the same level.
Nope.
But he has been given that authority by Jesus to run the army.
And in that verse, it really shows, like he said, he doesn't judge for him. He's
Yeah.
like, this is all God. Like, God will be the judge. I am not God. Like, he clearly says it. Like, it's not, he doesn't say we will. He says God, Jesus will. So, yeah.
And if you read further in Jude, you'll get a little sneak peek as to what our discussion will be next week, because our character that we're going to read through and talk about next week is also discussed in Jude just a few verses later. So, open your Bibles, read Jude.
It's only a
very
chapter.
short.
It's only a chapter.
So go ahead and read it, and then be prepared for next week.
Peace. Welcome to the rant for the week. Streaming services. All right, let's talk about streaming services. Back in the day, I'm dating myself here, but we used to have cable. All the channels came on, you could get a cable package. It started getting way too expensive, so everyone started moving to streaming services. You have Paramount, you have Hulu, you have Netflix, you have ESPN, all these different apps. But now, everything is on different places. If you want to watch one movie, you have to have this app. If you want to watch a Disney movie, you have to be on Disney Plus. Or Hulu's got different things, or HBO Max. All these things, all the different platforms, cost money. You may not have to deal with that because you have parents that do. But if you're buying every app, you're spending like $150 a month, which is exactly how much cable would have been in the past, where everything was right on one channel. So my rant here is, why are we doing this? If you look now, everyone's getting a bundle. You can Hulu, get ESPN, and Disney all put together for like $80 a month. All these things are going to wrap back up, and we're going to have one big thing, which is cable, just what we had before. So what do? If you're a wrestling fan like me and Jonathan, you have to have Netflix, you have to have ESPN, you have to have, I guess, YouTube TV, because you have things that come on random channels like USA or whatever's going on. So all these different things cost money. And don't get me started with the ESPN app on having an ESPN Plus, and then the ESPN unlimited. That's what you need for wrestling and some of the other things. We're spending like $60 just to watch wrestling. Most people nowadays don't do that. So all the streaming services need to combine back into one thing and have one total place you go for any type of movie, show, or anything. That's what we should have. Go back to how it was, back in the good old days when I was growing up. I know I'm old, it's okay. So I'm gonna end the rant with one thought. Instead of paying $150 for 6 different places, why not just pay $150 for one place so all of them are there? All your shows, movies, and events are all there. All right, thank you. Have a good one. Bye.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Johnny's Test. All right, yes. But we're here for Johnny's Test Part 2. I cannot wait to. Yeah, y'all good.
All right, sorry.
They don't think I know what I'm doing. But anyways,
Whatever.
we back here today for Part 2 of Johnny's Test. I'm excited. Just got some top 10 for you guys today.
We
We're
love
gonna
the
do
top 10.
a blind top 10.
Ah,
you guys gotta
please,
work
one of
together.
these.
Oh, we're
Oh,
working together.
gosh.
Yes.
We disagree on everything.
Yeah.
All right,
Alright, go
so
ahead.
it's gonna be randomized on my end as well. I put in 10 items, and then I'm gonna spin the wheel, and it's gonna give it to y'all, and then y'all have to blind rank them. All right?
Are we?
Is there a category?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to tell you. The category for today is going to be French fries,
Like from fast food.
like for fast food. All right. So
No, like the left one or the right one, Mark.
right. So like for example, McDonald's. Are you gonna say that's a 1? You can say it's a 5.
And we have to agree.
and it locks in. And
Yeah.
it locks in. All right.
Oh boy.
Y'all ready to start?
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right. Number 1,
I think
Ooh, I don't think
Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's top 10.
Fries. It's just the fries.
Just the fries.
bottom. This is top 10.
Just
top
top 10.
10.
I don't
Like
think we
an
make it. I don't. Yeah, we don't do
Like
10.
an 8.
I'm okay with mid, bottom. 8 is fine. Locking in 8.
Yeah.
Locking at 8. All right. Cane's is number 8. I should be writing this down. For number 2,
Yeah.
we got Taco Bell. Nacho fries.
Oh.
I've not really ate at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I don't do it.
I don't think I've ever
Well, let's
eaten a
put,
nacho
them,
fries.
let's put them at 10.
All right.
10.
All right. So we got Cane's at 8, and then nacho fries at 10. All right. Coming to the next one, Five Guys. I know you just had Five Guys
You're-
today.
You're a fan.
Today.
You're a fan of Five Guys. I don't love it.
I mean, the burgers are better than the fries.
Okay.
I feel like the fries are somewhere in the middle, 5 or 6.
Let's do 6.
Okay, so we got 6. So
6.
we got
Are we good with
Cane's at 8, nacho fries at 10, and then we got Five Guys at 5. No, 6. 6. My
6.
fault. All right,
6.
Popeyes.
No.
No.
9.
I'm okay with that.
That's what's
Again, I
left.
don't do Popeye. Like, who does Popeyes? You don't go there for fries. 9.
9.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Next, we got McDonald's.
I mean,
And that's
they're
I
pretty
want to put
good.
that one number 1.
Number 1.
Well,
Oh,
no,
oh,
we
yeah,
gotta
go
discuss.
ahead, go
We're
ahead, go
discussing.
ahead.
Yeah, we haven't decided.
Like
It's
that,
probably 1 or 2.
like what's gonna beat it? Like, and we don't know
mean,
what's coming.
I mean, yeah, we don't. But I would say like my favorite are Chick-fil-A waffle fries.
I'm also okay
which
with
is why I
that.
would save it for
I-
number 1
I see.
and
they're
hold
gonna-
out hope that Jonathan's
They're gonna be a 1.
provide
They're
us
gonna
with
be a
them.
1 or 2. I agree. I think though, he may not have put it. So I think we have to. We know this is there, so we put this number 1 and
That's-
make Chick-fil-A number 2. I'm going for number. I think it should be number 1. All right, best 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Two. All right.
Number 2.
Number 2.
McDonald's number 2.
Now it's gonna be really embarrassing when
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A is not in
Yeah.
there.
Duly noted.
All right, so we got number 2 McDonald's. We got number 6 Five Guys. We got number 8 Cane's, 9 Popeyes, and 10 Taco Bell.
Yeah.
That's correct. All right, bet. Moving on to the next one. Did I add it?
What?
Did
I
add
hope.
Chick-fil-A?
I hope you didn't.
I don't know.
I hope you
I
didn't.
think.
I hope you didn't.
I think
Because I'm gonna
that's
pick it for the bottom one now. I'm gonna be like, I want it the lowest we possibly can go. 7's looking real nice.
All right, next up we got Chick-fil-A.
Vindication. Number 1, baby.
7.
7.
No, number 1. That's fine.
Number 1. All right, we got Chick-fil-A taking number 1. So we got a couple of the podium. We got 3 left.
We got
Or we got 3rd place. You know.
3rd, 4th,
3,
5th,
4, 5,
and
and
7.
Right. All right.
3,
next
4,
up,
5, and 7.
Burger King.
They don't.
Okay.
They're not bad. I don't think
Right
they're
down
7.
the middle.
Yeah, I don't think they're
Five?
set. Is there something? Are we thinking it like three? Is
yeah,
there two
that's
more
true.
3 or 4s?
I don't know if there's
Let's move it
enough
to-
that are better.
Right.
than
Let's make it 4. Let's do
four.
4.
We have one above. One
Yeah,
below.
4.
Yep.
All right, we got number 4 taken by BK. Next up, Red Robin Young.
Pretty good.
They're pretty good. I think that
3.
we make it 3.
Yeah.
Easily. Yeah, 3.
That's a
R.I.P. Red Robin in Wallchapel.
There is
No,
there's
really.
a couple over there
No,
though.
really.
Like there's a couple around
so
though, so it's
sad.
okay.
Where's the other one?
Like the
Where's the next close?
I think where was I just at? That had one and it was really close. Does Bowie have one?
yeah. Bowie has one in the town center.
That's okay. That's where I was.
one.
I was like, all right, that's where I was.
Is
There
there
you go.
more people there than there was at the
I
Wallchapel one?
hope.
Because there are never anybody at the Wallchapel.
I hope we need
All
to go
right.
there.
Coming up to our last 2, we have In and Out,
So we got 5 and 7.
5 and 7.
5 probably.
Yeah, I get like
It's pretty good.
It is pretty good. But what's the other one? Like,
don't know.
what's he
My
gonna
guess
go?
is Wendy's, and Wendy's
Yeah.
are.
I agree. I don't like Wendy's as much as I used to. The old one was better, so let's put that at 5.
All right, ready for number 7? The
Yeah.
automatic placement, Wendy's.
There you go.
He like basically called out.
I
Carson
don't
out
hate
there.
that.
All right, so your final list for today, we got taking number 10 from the bottom up: Taco Bell, Popeyes, Cane's, Wendy's, Five Guys, In-N-Out, Burger King, Red Robin, McDonald's, and Chick-fil-A. Number 1 for the best fast food French fries.
I'm kind of hurt he didn't
pretty
have them for us to sample, honestly.
Yeah, I would have liked to
Yeah.
have each
I mean,
one
it
of
would be
these
good, but-
To
fries.
end the segment real quick, though, what do you think is going to be the most disagreed upon on this list? I think it's probably going to be the
Taco Bell.
The Taco Bell, because
we just never had them.
yeah.
They all disagree.
There's people in the
all
audience
3
right
of
now,
them just
and there was a lot of things we
All
were.
right, we need to
the
go
chicken.
get when you're done your
the cleanse?
Your cleanse.
We'll go
we
to
will-
Taco Bell.
By the end of the season,
Yeah.
Adam and I will eat the Taco Bell nacho fries
Yeah.
on the podcast,
Wait, here to here.
and we will tell you where realistically we think.
Yeah, it only went this wrong way because we haven't had it.
Right.
So
That's on y'all. Shame on y'all. But thank you for joining Johnny's Test. Here's the next time.